Welcome to the Speaking Podcast. You can find all our episodes on speakingpodcast.com, also on BitChute and YouTube, Speaking Podcast. I also have 4 other podcasts: The Awakening, Meditation, Learn Polish, and Crypto, and all can be found on roycon.com. Today, my guest, it's actually good for me because I started off with my podcast speaking to Polish people or foreigners in Poland. It's been a long time since I spoke to somebody that's Polish. Please welcome Izzy of Izzy.
Thank you so much. I'm Izzy. And what I'm doing is actually showing you their perspective. So you would be able to connect your message to your audience and they're gonna see the value. So we are able to build the value in their eyes, which gonna affect your pricing and the close ratio. And my background was acting. Actually, I don't know if I can say it was because I didn't finish the school. So they kicked me out, and many people can say, "Oh, you have better future because you was on the stage a lot of times. You was acting." But actually, the beginnings were not so colorful as you can think, because when I was going to the school, when I was trying to get to the school, the feedback when I failed, the feedback which I've heard, it was that I'm deaf and stupid. So yeah. So you can think, wow, how is possible? Yeah, normally that, like, it's not always, you never start from the point that you're the best, or you never start from the point that you're highly skilled. You need to learn something. So the 3 tips from the beginning, on the beginning, just find a mentor, get the tools, and just be persistent. Just keep doing, and with the time everything will come if you have desire to achieve it.
And you mentioned someone saying, stupid, like the amount of people that are doing that and teachers, and shame on them for ever kind of throwing comments like that. Like, that's one thing we have to do. Don't listen to other people's opinion. If you have a dream, just follow it. The skill set comes, no matter what you do in life. If you're driving a car, you don't just jump into the car and you can drive. It takes a while to get used to everything. It's the same it's the same in everything. But there's a lot of people, because they're at a certain level, they feel that they can put you down, whether it's a teacher or whatever. And just what you do is you look at them and you feel sad for them, because anybody that has love in their heart doesn't say hatred things.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think the critic is not the point to to go to help people. Feedback, constructive feedback, yeah, definitely, but not this kind of critic. But I'm really stubborn, so I was able to overcome this. And moreover, if people told me that I'm not able to do something, I'm more encouraged to do it and more encouraged to achieve it. So, but it can affect in a really bad way. So if it's all about the opinion. Just don't take care about it. If you want to really achieve something, you just need to find somebody who's gonna lead you through, because they told me that I'm never gonna be able to sing in a tune. And when I was leaving the room, I was really angry. I said, how dare you? How can you say this? And I called my friend who is musician. He finished 2nd degree of piano, and I said to him, they told me that I'm deaf. Can we do with this something? And he told me, oh, they're just lazy. They don't want to put effort to make you hear. And I said, okay, so how can we do it? And he told me, yeah, sure, we can do it. How much? How much time we will need to spend on this? And he told me, I don't know, month. And I said, what? You have totally 2 different perspectives and 2 different opinions about one thing. Because if you have a proper attitude, you can achieve it much faster. And if you know how to break it down in the parts and just eat elephant one bite bite by bite, you don't manage to eat at once whole. You just need to divide on some steps. Um, so I did a lot of work to just figure it out, how to do it, how to start to sing. And they told me to just come in the next year and just try to do my best. But I said, okay, because I already knew that they're gonna have second round in it was August. So we had 3 months to do it, and he told my friend told me, oh, so we're gonna do it twice and you're gonna have it holidays also. And I said, oh, brilliant. So it's all about persistence, and you don't have to always think what people think about you, because your action, what you can achieve is, or your limitation actually is driven by beliefs. So if you believe that you will not achieve, you never achieve. But if you want, you're just gonna figure it out, and you're gonna start asking different questions. Not, oh, I'm not afford to do it, but how to afford it. So how to be able to do it, how to break it down, how to figure it out. And you have to think in this kind of way, and it's much easier in life.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I remember when I think I was 13, we had a school play, and there's a lot of practice for a school play. It was the Pirates of Penance, and the whole class were going up on stage singing. I presume I can't even remember the whole setup, but I presume each class done something, and then you'd all the parents coming in. But prior to going on stage, we were doing the rehearsal, and he went up to me and somebody else and said, "No, you just mime it." You know. Exactly. And I know that I sang louder that night than ever. It was like so annoying. But I like to do that to a 13-year-old child. And I know that I never sang in public or anything. And maybe it could have been doing that. But I've done at house parties with friends with like the SingStar, and loads of people say, you have a beautiful voice and all this, and you should. And how many people have lost their dreams because of teachers that the wheel is turning but the hamster's dead, like.
Yeah, many wings get cut by opinion. But this is also the lesson for ourselves to just to listen this kind of stories, because this really gives us the courage. This really gives us the kind of state or way of thinking that if we want, we can. And many people saying, oh, it's just not true, in a polite words, saying that it's not true, you are not able to achieve everything and so on. I think yes, you are able. You just need to make a plan, kind of. Without this guy, I wouldn't be able to do it in a short time, because he gave me the steps, he gave me the tools, and what I needed to give, it was just my attitude and energy to just do it, what he was saying. So yeah, many people get stage fright, or they just afraid to do public speaking, or to do speech, because of what they gonna think about me, or, oh, I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, and nobody is born on this level, or high level of this one certain skills. Think about it in this way, that before you started to walk, you just needed to start to fail many times. You get the balance, but you still fail, and after you just, it's the action it gets longer. So you are so you are able to do steps, to start to run, and finally you're gonna fly.
No, absolutely. And like I was thinking, and I've heard a lot on this because loads of the guests that have had some situation in school with a teacher being abusive. But I know that, I'm not sure in America, but I know that in a lot of kind of European schools that you basically have to stand up and read. And you start getting petrified knowing that it's coming around the class. So you're nervous, and then you start to stutter or you start to stumble on your words. Then the children laugh at you, and it's all big fun. And then you go, oh, go on to the next guy. I'm convinced that there are so many people afraid of public speaking because of that experience in school.
Definitely. It's we can even point out the points when it's starting, and it's between kindergarten and the school, primary school, because I also get the stage fright when I was in a young age, because I was not reading so fast as my friend. So many people, many teachers just told me, okay, enough. And I feel really bad about it, that, yeah, or I was really scared that I see Q is going, you know, and I need to start in a way. So I was trying to calculate which sentence I'm gonna be reading, or which paragraphs. So this gives me a lot of stress about the public speaking, about it, you know. And because before in kindergarten, I was able to stand in the front of people and sing. No, it was not the problem for me. So it's not that we are born with this, we just get this. And the same way that we can get rid of this. So it's just about the work. It's just about courage, sacrifice a little bit. You know, you're gonna be stressed. You're gonna feel fearful, but it's worth really the experience which you have after. It's really amazing. I mean, if you overcome this barrier, for example, I had the barrier with the languages. I couldn't learn any language for 9 years. You know, I was barely speaking English. And I know that it's not the perfect now, but now I'm speaking the 4 language. And I did this in 3 years. So we put limitations by our beliefs. So if we find the tools, if we find the mentors, if we figure it out how to do things, we can do it step by step.
And with the languages, because I had written that down, I know that you've Spanish and Russian, and obviously, yeah, and your English is fantastic, right? So don't ever, you have fantastic English, obviously native Polish. So what did you, because there's a lot of people trying to learn a language. I know that I did Irish in Ireland. We start school at 4, and I was doing Irish from 4 to 17. And I think after a year in Poland, I'd more Polish than Irish. So, it just was taught wrong. It was kind of a memory system, and they were just beating it into you. What have you learned like that you were able to pick up these languages faster when it was a struggle at the start?
It's all about the attitude. For example, you have also a Polish podcast.
Yeah.
Haven't you? Yeah, exactly. And I've written there is written that we to just make it more fun, to just make it more easy, to just provoke this attitude, I start to do in this way. And it's a beautiful way to do it, because when you do through emotions and the good attitude, your words and your barriers just, it's like you relieve the costs. You're free now, so you can improvise, or you get a lot of joy. And for example, when I started my first conversation in English and I started to think in English, I was like, whoa, it is incredible, it is amazing. So it's the same with the public speaking, because if we get on this vibe, if we go on this wave, we would be able to have a pleasure, to have a joy from this. So it's amazing. It's the best thing which you can get, standing in the front of people, and you feel this connection, that they listen to you, you're sharing some important message. Because I believe that for everybody who is going on the stage, they have some message to share. Otherwise, it's pointless. It's useless to go on a stage to just talk. You know, so everybody, including you and you and you, has something valuable to say, which gonna change somebody's life, which gonna can impact on others' life, and this is really worth this beginning struggle. It's really worth to overcome to just share this message. And moreover, your self-esteem is also increasing because of this. So imagine how many things you can achieve easier, much easier, because you know, if you will do the work now which people don't want to, you're gonna have the life which people want to have. That's simple, like this.
And like, I think with the languages, it's very similar to what we were talking about earlier, because my son is 8, my youngest child, and he's Polish. So, you know, his native language is, but I have, like, he's fluent now in English, and I never pushed it on him. I just, like, I put on cartoons for him, or if we're watching a movie, and he even prefers it now in English. He doesn't like the Polish, like, but I was never aggressive or, you know, putting him down. But I know that when I was learning Polish, I was trying, I had lots of people working with me. The amount of people that insult you when you're learning a language, and it just makes you want to stop. You know, they're making fun of you, or then you come into situations where you don't understand the word, and people start screaming at you louder, thinking that because they're saying the word louder, you're going to understand. Or, you know, you mentioned you spoke a bit slower in school. They start talking like that, and they just make you feel stupid. They start doing that, and like, it's trying to find the right people, because I know a lot of people, they step away from a language because they might get that teacher that just doesn't have the empathy and isn't actually really a good teacher, because if they're doing that kind of skills to push onto somebody thinking that's helping them, it's doing the opposite.
Yeah, definitely. And what is more even funny, that I was trying to learn language English with the teacher through the 9 years, and I was not able to. And then when I quit with every kind of teachers, I just found on a YouTube TED Talks, which was how to learn the language, and there was really simple things. Just watch the video, just keep practicing, find somebody to just speak with, and provoke emotions. And I said, okay, it's actually really simple. So you just need, because many people get a lot of knowledge how to do some certain things, but the problem now is with the implementation, because when you don't implement, you know, when you don't move anything. So if you have I don't know, 100 multiply by 0, it's always gonna give a 0 when it's a 0. So you, whatever kind of knowledge you have, you just need to move it to the work to just have results. So it's also the same like with the public speaking. We have all plenty of materials how to do it, how structures. I don't know how to build the dramaturgy, this kind of structure, this, or how to stand. But if we are not practicing this, it's useless and it's pointless. But really, what is really helping, it's emotions, because through emotions we are able to get a proper attitude, remember more, have a courage, have a motivation to our decisions which we are making, because emotions really impact on our behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you're involved in a theater and you've done puppeteering, but like, with all of the experience that you've had on stage, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same as if you're a speaker. You're trying to connect with the audience and, you know, just make sure that there's an enjoyment. So you might kind of share that kind of journey.
Yeah, you mentioned that I'm Puppeteer. I was more than I am now. But with the puppets, it was really helpful because I could hide behind them. So because this is really I cannot understand why we think that when we are going on the stage is I versus they. You know, let's change the perspective on the we, because if you're going on the stage, you want to share some kind of value. You want to share your message to the people, and they also don't sit and look at you, or they don't listen to listen to you for just to be bored. So they want to enjoy it. So it's all about the perspective. It's actually we, not I versus they. And it really helped me about it. So I was able to overcome the fear of public speaking. And after when they get get puppets off, I was standing with more confidence. I was standing with more confidence. So I was able to, you know, change my attitude, get out of the fears. Everybody has a stage fright. Everybody. It doesn't matter if it's you who has experience like 20 years or this who just starting. Everybody has it. Now it just, you need to work it out so you can, because emotions is energy in emotion, and emotions has a vectors, either is left or right. So for example, when we are fear, this is the same emotion as being excited. So you just need to change the vector of emotions, and you're gonna be perceiving this in a certain different way, you know, like definitely it would be different way, and you're gonna feel different. So yeah, so this I would say like this is the main point, which is perspective. And after people have, when they overcome this, they have other kind of problems, that their message is not connected with their audience. So they had encouraged to go on the stage, but now they just don't understand them.
And
So
like when you're on stage, because I can see that you've got a strong voice, so you've obviously, you know, mastered projecting your voice as well. Is there times when you're on the stage that you don't have a headset? Because like especially when you're doing the puppeteering or something, because your hands are, you know, on the puppets and stuff like that, are you having a headset or are you projecting your voice? And obviously you have that experience, you might, if you have some tips on how to project your voice as well.
yeah, definitely impostation is really crucial. This voice which I have now, it was not my voice from since I was, I don't know, 18. Because when what I used to do, it was like I was doing like this, you know, and every my message was like this. And so I was like, there is a big tube which is horrible to listen, because it's like you are in a really big tube, and there is like kind of echo, which is not pleasant to hear. So this is all kind of what you can also work is the impostation, it's emission of your voice, because otherwise people have tendency when they get on the stage that they start to scream. That because either they speak really not loudly, or either just start to scream, and you have to balance it, because you really can play with the voice. If I'm gonna say like this, I would be able to provoke different emotion. But now when I'm going to when I want to say something, wow, I can use my voice. This is like plastiline, you can modulate it. So you can play with this. The same as guitarists play with the strings, you can play with the voice, because we also have strings in our throat. So yeah, definitely we have to work on it to sound more easy, to just provoke this easy atmosphere, easy emotional atmosphere, because we have to think how people perceive us in the way not to to just broke our self-esteem and to just um overthinking about it, but in the way that how we can do it, how we can make theirs life better in order to make ours. Because if we would be playing with the voice, people start to like start to like us. If for example, if you have somebody who don't really like noises, and you just screaming into the ears, he wants to avoid you. He don't want to go with your idea. You are not connected. But if you play the same, if you are on the same page, you definitely can achieve more. Yeah, so I don't know, it was there is many things which you can work on, and through the podcast is really hard. For example, I had a client who had a problem with she was losing her voice when she was speaking. So and now we are speaking, we're like webinars and other stuff. So and it's normal that we get stressed about it. So I would say that there are three things. Just relax the body, because the body impacts your voice. If you're gonna relax your body, you definitely you will be able to keep your voice health. Drink water, because when your throat is dry, it's a problem. And you start, by the way, doing this kind of, which is horrible to listen. So I'm always telling, just drink, and you're gonna get over this. And don't speak on the throat, but speak on the here where you have mouth, where you have lips. So shift your perception, shift your way of thinking, that the voice is not in the throat, but it's somewhere farther. Yeah. And this three tips you can really implement almost immediately.
And I see you're standing now, and I've had a few guests that not many, but that have stand, and I think it's. I mean, I can't, because I have the notes, and I don't think it suits where I am anyway, because I have a kind of apex roof that I'd hit my head off it. But obviously you get more energy from just standing as well, whether you're doing a webinar or on a podcast, or you're coaching somebody.
Yeah, definitely. If I have, I'm generally changing a lot of positions, but this, how you shape your body, it's also impact on your energy. If I would be sitting, all muscles are just relaxed, so I would be like, oh, and now we could talk about something really, which is, oh, here is now nice weather and so on. But if I want to give you energy, I'm always standing, because this, it gives me the power from the feet, not from the bottom, from the ass. So you have to think what kind of position impacts you the most, and how you can change this. Because if you are sitting, there is no, imagine this situation, that you are sitting through the whole hour and you're just talking about it. No, obviously your energy gonna get decreased. You are it's impossible to talk for 1 hour and have a really high energy. I mean, you just get to of course sometimes it's possible, but my friend is different case, because he's overreactive. So so yeah, so some kind of people can do it, but definitely At the beginning, it's much easier to stand, because either your voice, your gestures, your energy, your emotions are on a different level than while you're sitting.
Yeah, and I remember because we were talking before we started recording about Toastmasters, and I was in a competition one time, both for the Polish and the English, and I had done the English at an early, I don't know, was in the top three to be speaker out of about 6 people in the contest, but I was I don't know, was I the last in the Polish one? So I was sitting down for all through the Polish, and my Polish level wasn't great. So that is kind of tiring for me to actually be listening to the Polish as well. So then I got up, and it was such a bad performance because my energy levels, it's like somebody sucked my energy and threw it out the window. I went up and it was like not me. And when I look back, I cringe looking at it.
Yeah, definitely. When I was doing martial arts, we went on a competition, and this kind of standby is also tiring. Like you just don't know when you're gonna start, or oh, it's still a few minutes, and you just get stressed and so on. So it's really important to just not get into this flow of emotionals, flow of emotion, being emotional, because this you just you just can kill yourself through this. And really, when it's time to do some certain thing, you just don't have energy, but because you just spent like half an hour or 1 hour before. So this is really tiring. Yeah, but definitely. So keep your engine really, still warm, because when you just get to the coolest level, you are not performing well. You are just cannot. Same like with the engine. If you not achieve this 90-degree, you cannot go, on a high beats, because you're just gonna kill the engine. And here is the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a coach as well, a communications coach, yeah, for
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. So you might just talk a little bit about that, because I know some people, they're looking for that. So you might let people know how you're helping.
Yeah, definitely. I'm coach of communication, but I'm working in the area of public speaking and sales, because this is connected directly with the communication. We cannot avoid it. We cannot avoid the communication in any way. So many people also experience that they have their idea, they have their vision, how to do, and they just get excited about it, and they stand in the front of the people, but they don't share the opinion, that they don't share their perspective, and you are just left wondering how they cannot see it, how they don't see the solution the way I do. It's just right here. And the point is that you've missed connection with your audience. You haven't created the right atmosphere, and you want to create the right state. And then that's what I do. And now I'm gonna explain actually what is this right state. So the right environment, maybe from the beginning, like that, we have to create the easy emotional atmosphere for our audience. Because look, if we're going on a stage, we want to achieve certain action, and if the action is I want to go and tell about my product, you already achieve it. But if you set different goal, for example, there is 100 people, so we want to 20 people close the deal. With 20 people close the deal, you have the different attitude, and you have different measurable goal. So it's more valuable. And so we want to achieve some certain behavior, but we have to go a little bit back, because behavior is the effect, and we need to find the cause. So behavior is the effect of our decision, because we need to take decision to behave in a certain way, but still we're still missing some information. So decision is decision is the effect of our motivation, and our motivation is effect of our emotions. So cause cause of our motivation is emotions, cause of our decision is motivation, and the cause of our behavior is decision. So if we understand this, we would be able to create certain atmosphere in the room to have certain decision. Think about it this way: when you argue with your partner and you done, you can feel the atmosphere that you don't want to talk. You don't talk, but you feel the atmosphere is really heavy, you know, like, oh, you don't know when to start to talk. You're thinking, oh, maybe now, or what kind of words I should use. So this is this kind of atmosphere which I'm all the time explaining. And so we need to create the right environment for them to get the right impact for us. So if we are able to provoke certain emotions, we would be able to get certain behavior. So and through this is the context really matter, because if we are connected with your audience, it means that they understand us. It means that they understand us and they follow our message. So they are perceiving the information in the way that we want. So this is really important. And the environment we can create through the language which we use, which have to be understandable for them, because you will not be talking in the same way, in the same words to the child like to an adult. After we have to also consider the order of the information, because if I would start to talk with you about my way of public speaking, you would say, oh, you are after acting school. What can you say? I don't have this experience. So people start to looking for excuses rather than they're gonna see as an opportunity. Or so you need to equal the perspective. You need to see and you need to show them that you see things the same way that they do. So, and after, you need to show that you understand them. So if you show that you understand them, they are connected with you, so they start to following you. And then if you show the solution for their problems, they're gonna see the value in you. So you're gonna achieve the action. So this is actually creating the right. If we build the right environment, we are able to build to create the right impact, to achieve to get the outcome, to get the best outcome for all.
And like I've often had people ask me about the different guests, because especially with the Awakening podcast, I've had a lot of very famous people on it, and even in sales as well. And I have a belief system. I'm going to get this person, or if I'm going, doing a sale and making the call, whereas loads of people have the opposite. They believe that they're pushing them away, and they have a fear, and they're projecting that fear then when they're making the call.
Definitely. I was yesterday a post about sales anxiety, and it's really important what kind of energy we are producing, because this is also impact on the atmosphere. Look at this. You have different atmosphere when you are watching Netflix with your partner than when you get when you are after quarrel. It's definitely it's still the same people connected, but the room feels, in one case it feels wrong, in the second feels, oh, it's really amazing. Yeah, so now we need to think what kind of room determines certain action. So how we can create this, how we can create this right state to achieve the action. Because for me, the order also about the information should be like this: we grab attention, we initiate interest, because if we grab attention, we know that they listen us. If they don't listen, we can stop talking. So if we grab attention, we then need to initiate interest. So we should connect. For example, in a sales case, we should connect their problem and their perspective with our understanding. So, oh yeah, I have this problem, I want to hear more. Yeah. So after, when we grab attention, initiate interest, we defining desire, because people are following us and they want to solve the problem because it's causing the pain. So if they feel pain, they want to get rid of this, or it can be pleasure, it can be opportunity, but negative emotions are working better for the action, actually, because people want to get rid of pain. So when we have this desire from their side, now it's time for our people used to say call to action. Yeah. So now we are able to achieve the action which we wanted. And this is how we think, how we behave. And if we understand this, we definitely would be able to impact people. And I truly believe that we are all good, and we are all with the good beliefs. So we want to help them, so they gonna get more value than they paid. We just not want to use them to just have our income, because it's really long-term game.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about creating value, which you have done today, Izzy. So I thank you for the conversations. You might let people know how they can get in contact with you.
Definitely. I'm on LinkedIn, so if you type easy, like easy going, easy, IZZY, you're gonna find me. And yeah, would be pleasure if you would type me some message that you just listen at, and yeah, what do you think, because your feedback is also a matter for me.
Yeah, well, perfect. They'll all write you, I'm sure, because it'll go out on all the different platforms. And I know that the stuff we talked today, it'll actually touch home with a lot of people, because we went deep, as well as coming out to be on stage, and even just your coaching. I know it's very important, because everybody's got their own kind of belief system, and they need to get out of their head. And I love the way you're connecting where they are first, because not everybody's able to actually do that.
Definitely. And to just sum up, sorry for this.
No, you're great. It's all good.
Sum up, if you're gonna create the right atmosphere, you're gonna get three things. The right environment means comfort for you and for them. So if you would create the right environment, both sides would be gonna feel comfortable. The right impact means you achieve your objectives without friction, because they feel comfortable, so they are likely say yes rather than no. And the right outcome means you remember for the atmosphere which you create. So I hope that I created the right atmosphere here, and it was really nice to to be here and just maybe share some value with you. I hope so.
Yeah, super. Dziękuję bardzo. And I'll make sure I'll put the links for your LinkedIn on both the audio and the video. So
proszę bardzo.
And those that don't understand what we said, you need to listen to my Learn Polish podcast, and you learn that probably on the first episode. That's all for the Speaking Podcast. You can find all our episodes on speakingpodcast.com or BitChute, YouTube. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, 5-star rating. Really helps. Until next week, do widzenia.